Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Well, I am here with the most sexy, dark, mysterious, sultry, vampy fragrances for the fall, you guys. When I wear these fragrances, I feel super sexy, but in a very dark, mysterious, femme fatale, black widow, vampy kind of way. So if you want to feel sexy like a hot seductress villain in a movie, then keep watching. So you guys, the first dark, mysterious seductress I have here for you is none other than Maison Francisco Jones Oud Satin Mood Extrait de Parfum. You guys, she is mysterious. She is sultry. She's a seductress. This fragrance is such a sexy, mysterious fragrance, you guys. I love this fragrance so much. I don't know how to put it into words. Look at that juice. I mean, that juice is dark, just the way this scent smells. This one, you guys, is, I always say, ooh, it's so spellbinding, sort of bewitching kind of scent. This is, as you know, a rose oud scent, but it's not as simple as that. This is one of the best rose oud fragrances I have ever smelled. When I say that, I'm not kidding. This is so smooth, like satin. I know why he named this Oud Satin Mood, because it smells like smooth. It's actually like wearing silk or satin on your skin. Like that same feeling you get with silk or satin on your skin, that's how this fragrance smells, if you can imagine that. It's really the best way to put it. I don't know why I haven't said that before. This one is so dark and sultry, seductive, very mysterious. It's a very mysterious rose oud fragrance, but what makes this so amazing is the vanilla accord in here, you guys, with those gorgeous rose notes in here. The Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose absolute that's in here with that vanilla is to die for. That combination is so amazing. I love it when fragrances have vanilla and rose together. So it's such a beautiful scent. Vanilla and rose go so beautifully together. If you haven't tried it before, you guys, this fragrance, this is a must-have. I'm telling you, this is a must-have in your collection. I'm telling you, this one is a beauty. So like I said, this has that couple of beautiful rose notes, you know, Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose absolute with vanilla. And then there is that beautiful powdery violet note in here. And that's what makes this smell so sophisticated at the same time. So the rose oud combination is very kind of mysterious, dark, and bewitching. And then the vanilla adds that sweetness that just makes it so feminine. And then add that violet, the powdery violet note, makes it so sophisticated all at the same time. It smells like a very sexy, mysterious, you know, woman, kind of like black widow, femme fatale almost, you know, like a very powerful but very sexy, sultry, and seductive kind of woman would wear this fragrance. This also has amber in it, and there are gorgeous warm spices like Ceylon cinnamon, which is the best cinnamon in the world. Oh, you guys, this is such a seductive, sultry fragrance. This is a must-have in your collection. By the way, it's really hard to find Maison Francisco Jones fragrances for discounted prices. Even when you find them on discounted websites, you actually find them for higher prices than, you know, the original price of this fragrance on Maison Francis Kurkdjian website. So this is like one of the few type of fragrances, like MFK fragrances, one of the few ones that you can't really find on discount websites or at discounted prices very easily. I actually have a discount for you guys. You can buy this on Twisted Lily at a 10% discount with the code that I will give you. It's Cleo10. I will link all that information down in the description box for you guys. Take advantage of that discount, you guys, because you cannot find Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances for discounted prices anywhere really. This is a must-have in your fragrance collection if you want to tap into your dark, sexy, sultry side. This one is Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood Extrait de Parfum. Next, I have a very intense, black, mysterious, seductive kind of fragrance. This one is from a very classic fragrance house. It's a Chanel, of course. This one is one of my favorite Chanel fragrances. I don't care that much for a lot of the Chanel fragrances. There are a few of them I really adore, and this is one of them. And unfortunately, my cap fell off of it under my vanity, or it's hiding under someplace. So the cap is not on it right now. I looked up, I couldn't find, I have to move my furniture. This is Chanel Coco Noir. You guys, this one is very, again, very mysterious, very dark, very seductive. But there's something very powerful about this fragrance too. Although this is dark, mysterious, and seductive, it's actually something you can wear to even a formal occasion because it's a powerful fragrance. It has this sophistication about it that makes it suitable, even though it's sexy and seductive and mysterious and dark. It can be worn to a formal occasion. This is perfect if you want to tap into your dark and powerful side, you know. This is very kind of warm, spicy, woody, very aromatic fragrance, you guys. It's super aromatic. It's got vanilla, it's got patchouli, it's got rose. Did I say woodiness? There's a lot of woodiness in this. There are citruses, really beautiful citruses in the opening in this fragrance. This opens with gorgeous citruses like grapefruit, orange, bergamot. And then in the middle you get that beautiful rose with jasmine. And there's, I think, also geranium. There might be more floral notes in there. There might be a couple of fruity notes. And you get a lot of vanilla in this fragrance. You get vanilla, tonka bean, and benzoin. So all those three are vanilla smelling fragrance notes. Vanilla. Benzoin is a resin note that smells like vanilla. Tonka bean is like the darker version of vanilla, which is perfect for this fragrance because it's like a dark, sexy, sultry one. And then this, of course, has that sandalwood, which is a must for sensual feel in fragrances. And then musk is a must for edginess, you know, that sexiness. There's patchouli in here, of course. Almost all powerful fragrances have patchouli. Again, this is a beautiful, very classically dark, sexy, seductive fragrance, but at the same time very powerful and sophisticated, that you can wear it to a nighttime formal occasion. This one is Chanel Coco Noir. Next, I have a very ambery, warm, sultry fragrance. This one is one of my latest additions to my Loubi World collection. My collection is almost complete, you guys. I'm just missing one fragrance out of all the 7. So I have 6 of these 7 Loubi World collection fragrances. So this was my second to last addition to my collection. This one is Loubicroc by Christian Louboutin. This one is, oh, like the heaviness of this fragrance. By the way, haven't even hauled this fragrance yet. You will see this in my next haul. I will tell you more about it in the haul video. Yeah, this one, the weight of these bottles are just luxurious, you guys. So this one is like supposed to be, this crocodile is supposed to be guarding the family secrets of Christian Louboutin. Behind all of these fragrances is a story, so that's the story behind this fragrance. But yeah, so this crocodile is guarding that's the family secret. Yeah, there are beautiful stories behind each of these fragrances. This one is a myrrh fragrance. There's a lot of myrrh in here, you guys. Myrrh is one of the oldest fragrance ingredients, fragrance notes in the world. I mean, there was myrrh in like ancient Egyptian, for example, fragrances like long time ago. This one is a very dark, mysterious, very warm fragrance. It's completely unisex, but I just really love the way it smells on me. So there are only 3 notes revealed in this fragrance, just like all the other Louis World collection fragrances. But you know there are a lot more fragrance notes in here that they haven't revealed. So there is myrrh in the opening, and there is cyprol oil or nargamotha in the middle, which is like an herbally sort of fragrance note. And in the base you get sandalwood. But you guys, this has a lot more than that, I tell you. Oh, it smells so like warm and dark and mysterious and seductive, you know. It's a very balsamic aromatic fragrance, which is what makes me think that there might be other like balsam resin notes in here that they haven't revealed. Yeah, it is so very dark, mysterious, warm kind of fragrance. It's also quite woody. It's a little bit sweet, slightly powdery. Yeah, this is Loubicroc by Christian Louboutin. Next, I have a very sultry, beautiful fragrance that's perfect for this season, fall season, this Halloween time. This smells very like oody. It's very dark. It's very vampy, that type of fragrance. The fragrance composition is such that it gives out this almost like tonka bean vibe with the oud, although there's no tonka bean listed in this fragrance. But I have an idea what fragrance notes might be giving that sort of tonka beanie vibe. This one is very, again, dark, sort of vampy kind of fragrance. This is Passion de l'Amour by House of Sillage. This one, like I said, a very dark, oudy fragrance, you guys. It's like you can smell the oud in this fragrance. The oud in here is so very dark, very mysterious. The oud is like what you smell the most when you put it to your nose. So like I said, that sort of tonka beanie sort of smell that's dark and mysterious with oud mixed together, that smell comes from, I know what's giving that sort of feel. It's actually liatris in the base, which is a very sultry honey smelling fragrance note. That with the oud and perhaps also the amorous oil and caramel in the middle. I think like amorous oil is a kind of like a piney balsamic note, you know. So that with the liatris and the caramel mixed with oud is what's generating that sort of tonka bean type smell. It smells like oud with tonka bean, but it's really that caramel, amorous oil, liatris in the base with oud. This opens with saffron and raspberries, kind of a you know, kind of fruity opening, but you know, saffron has this sort of unisex almost scent. The reference I always give is the Baccarat Rouge 540 has that saffron in the opening. That's same thing. And like I said, in the middle you get that caramel and amorous oil, and in the base, like I said, you get that oud with the liatris. I have a feeling there might be vanilla in the base, which adds to that tonka beanie smell mixed with amorous oil and liatris and oud. Yeah, so there might be vanilla in the base, and there may be patchouli as well. So yeah, you guys, this one is very dark, sultry, seductive, very kind of mysterious, very oriental smelling, dark, sexy fragrance. This is House of Sillage Passion de l'Amour. Next, I have a musky white floral that's actually mysteriously dark, if you can imagine that. You don't really imagine white florals, you know, being dark, mysterious. You don't really imagine, especially with musk. Well, musk adds that very sexy, seductive feel to fragrances. but you don't really necessarily think of it this way. But this fragrance composition, you guys, it's not just, you know, white florals and musk, but the composition mixed together. This is a very like powerful, dark, mysterious kind of fragrance that makes you smell very sexy, but in a very dark and mysterious femme fatale kind of way. This one is Narciso Rodriguez for her. This one, you guys, is the EDT, the Eau de Toilette. This is one of the few times that I actually recommend the Eau de Toilette over the Eau de Parfum. This one is better than the Eau de Parfum in my opinion. Again, this is so like mysterious and cold and dark, you know. This is actually a fragrance that will be suitable for, you know, fall and winter, because it's got this cold like mysteriousness about it that's really great for winter too. This has got that huge dose of musk like all the Narciso fragrances. You guys know what makes them so sexy. It's a very white floral, musky, powdery kind of fragrance with citrus, amber, and animalic kind of vibes. There are florals, other florals in here too, and maybe a couple of fruity notes. So you guys, this has osmanthus. Osmanthus is a floral note that smells like apricots dipped in honey, if that even makes sense. I don't know how else to describe it. There's like a honey nuance to osmanthus. It's kind of like a yellowish floral with other florals. I think there's African orange flower in here too. There are of course citrus notes like bergamot, I'm sure. And then you get the massive musk. There's soft amber. The musk and amber makes it very, very sexy. And then of course there is earthy notes like vetiver and patchouli in here. There's vanilla. So this fragrance, you guys, like I said, like the composition, you guys, is mysterious and like dark in a cold kind of way. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's very powerful fragrance. And no, it is not something I would wear in the spring or summer. It actually is a fragrance that's really good for colder months. This is Narciso Rodriguez for her EDT. Well, next I have the queen of all dark and sexy fragrances. This one is completely unisex, but I think on women this smells amazing. This one is a very warm, spicy, like warm, dark, seductive, sultry fragrance. It's a gorgeous gourmand actually. It's got amazing earthy nuances. This one is Tom Ford Black Orchid, of course. You guys, this one, ooh, this is such a beautiful, dark, sexy, seductive, sultry gourmand. It's like I said, very warm, like warm, spicy, earthy, woody, sweet, ambery, chocolatey, floral, balsamic kind of fragrance. This has some amazing like earthy notes like black truffle and patchouli. There's incense here adding a little bit of smokiness. There are gorgeous florals like ylang ylang, orchid, gardenia, jasmine, name it. Lots of florals, and there are a lot of a concoction of fruity notes in here that adds to that gourmand quality of it. And then of course you get a lot of spices in here, warm spices, like a blend of warm spices that adds to the complexity of this fragrance. And then there's of course, you know, amber, there's vanilla in the base, there's musk, there's vetiver. I mean, name it. Like it's a very complex fragrance composition. It's very beautiful, dark and powerful, kind of seductive, powerful fragrance. It's a very powerful fragrance, and my goodness, the performance is out of this world. This will last you like 12 hours on your skin and on your clothes. Forget about it. Even after you wash it, you will smell this on your clothes. This one has great projection and sillage as well. This is Tom Ford Black Orchid. Next I have a very femme fatale beauty from Tom Ford. I love these two, you know, Black Orchid and this one. Two musts in anyone's fragrance collection if you want to be like sultry and sexy and seductive in a very kind of femme fatale kind of way, you know. So this one is Tom Ford Noir pour Femme. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. very sexy, very feminine, very dark, sexy, feminine, very femme fatale, you know. It's like super sweet. There are a couple of very sweet notes in here. I will tell you what they are. Very sweet, like got a huge dose of vanilla in here. It's very ambery, it's woody, it's musky, it's balsamic. There are obviously balsam resin notes in here, and it's quite warm, spicy. It's very aromatic, and it's a little milky, a little lactonic. It opens with a bunch of gorgeous citrus notes and ginger, which adds that gorgeous zing to this. You know, ginger is so good in especially feminine fragrances. And in the middle you get that really super sweet creamy kulfi note. Kulfi is this ice cream type of dessert, you know, Indian, Pakistani type dessert. It's very creamy, very adds that sort of milky lactonic vibes to this fragrance. And then there are some beautiful white florals like jasmine, orange blossom. There's rose in here. The rose, you can smell the rose, which adds to that sort of femme fatale mysteriousness. So in the base you have a big dose of amber, which makes it super sexy. There's a huge dose of vanilla in the base, and then the sandalwood adds that sensual feel to this fragrance. And there's mastic, which adds that sort of balsamicness to this fragrance. So this smells balsamic because of that note. Yeah, it's a very sexy, sultry, seductive, femme fatale type fragrance. This one is Tom Ford Noir Parfum. Next I have a vanilla dominant, gorgeous, musky, hypnotic beauty from Dior. You know the one I'm talking about. This one is Dior Hypnotic Poison Eau de Toilette. Again, one of the few times I would recommend the Eau de Toilette over the Eau de Parfum. This one's so much better. This has been described in all sorts of ways, you guys. People said this smells like a doll head, which I know where they're coming from, but that's not how this smells. This is so much more beautiful than that. Oh, the musk in here is to die for, you guys, mixed in with that gorgeous, huge, massive dose of vanilla. The almond, the nuttiness from the almond is to die for in this fragrance. It's very, like I said, very seductive, sultry fragrance, you know. There's a coldness about it. This is very powerful and kind of mysterious and dark in the kind of cold kind of way, you know what I mean? If you're like one of those, you know, like cold-hearted man killers, this is the one for you, you know what I'm saying? This is definitely one of those sort of like powerful women fragrances. It's got a huge dose of vanilla. It's very sweet. It's like almondy, nutty. It's balsamic. It's got white florals in it. It's powdery. It's woody, and it's got a little bit of coconut. Although there's coconut, it doesn't always mean that it's a summertime fragrance, you guys. Coconut is actually a fragrance note that goes really well with like those dark, mysterious, like winter type fragrances. It opens with juicy fruity notes like apricot, plum. There's that little hint of coconut, which adds this certain quality. It's hard to describe. So there are white florals in the middle like lily of the valley, tuberose, which is perfect for this mysteriousness of this fragrance. There's of course rose, there's jasmine, and then you get that massive dose of musk, which makes this very sexy. A massive dose of vanilla, that musk and vanilla together with the almond nuttiness. Oh, so good. And there's of course sandalwood, adding that sensual feel to this fragrance. Yeah, so this is a gorgeous kind of dark, mysterious kind of beauty for colder months, if you ask me. This is super nice. I know people say you want to wear warm fragrances in the colder months. I don't really necessarily agree, especially like the warmer fragrances, sure, for the fall season. To me, I feel like sort of those cold vibe fragrances like this one work well in fall and winter, really. They have like those sort of piney balsamic notes, which really don't work well in summer or anything like that in the warmer months. I really think these kind of fragrances are perfect for cold weather, you guys. This is Dior Hypnotic Poison. I have another cold seductress from Dior. This one is Dior Addict, you guys. This one is another one like Hypnotic Poison that's very like dark, cold, and mysterious, you know, and perfect for colder months like you know, fall and winter, especially winter really. Very like sultry, sexy, seductive in a very mysterious way, very kind of cold, powerful type fragrance. This has got a lot of white florals. There's a lot of vanilla. It's kind of sweet. It's powdery. It's very aromatic. Warm, spicy notes. It's quite balsamic. Obviously, there are, like I said, balsam resin notes in here, piney balsamic notes. So you guys, this fragrance has bourbon vanilla, which is like aged vanilla. Ooh, so good with the white florals in here, like jasmine, sambac, and orange blossom absolute. Ooh, I think in the opening this has like some fruity notes with you know, citrus, something citrus, and I think in the middle there are all those gorgeous white florals like the jasmine sambac and orange blossom absolute. There's, I think, rose in here too, and in the base you get that bourbon, aged bourbon vanilla. Ooh, so good, with sandalwood for sensuality, for sensual touch. Yeah, this one is one of those like cold, dark, mysterious, powerful fragrances, perfect for colder months in my opinion, although it's not a warm fragrance. Cold, sort of balsamic, musky, sexy fragrances are perfect for winter. This one is Dior Addict by Christian Dior. Next I have another sort of mysterious rose fragrance that smells very mysterious, very dark, very sultry. This one is by the house of Kayali. This is Kayali Elixir 11. This one, I love to mix this one, you guys, with Kayali Vanilla 28. Ooh, so good. This one is such a mysterious, sultry, sexy rose fragrance. Of course, rose is the dominant accord in here. There's patchouli in here, you guys, but the patchouli in here is really beautiful. It's not very earthy, the patchouli that's in here. It's very woody, it's very ambery, it's warm, spicy, it's sweet, and it's a little earthy. Not a lot, very subtly earthy. You know, like the patchouli in here is probably what's adding the earthiness, but it's not very like in your face kind of earthy, you know. So this has like red apples and rose, like two different types of rose in here. There's jasmine sambac. There's a huge dose of vanilla. Like I told you, rose and vanilla, so beautiful. Make fragrances smell like mysterious and sexy, you know. There's patchouli in here, obviously, and a big dose of amber. This doesn't have oud, but it smells slightly oriental, but definitely there's no oud in this one. Very sweet, dark, mysterious rose fragrance. This is Kayali Elixir 11. So you guys, that's it. Those are all my dark, sexy, mysterious, seductive, vampy, femme fatale, black widow kind of fragrances in my collection. Please let me know if you have this sort of like dark, powerful, vampy, sexy, mysterious fragrances. What are your favorite ones? Let me know. I love dark, sexy, vampy, mysterious fragrances, you guys, because it makes me feel like a real seductress, badass seductress from a movie, you know what I mean? So like a sexy seductress villain. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what your favorite ones are. I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. The button should go from red to white when you click the button, and there's a bell next to it. Ring that bell so that way they will notify you. Trust me, YouTube doesn't need an excuse to not notify you guys, so do your due diligence. YouTube's been messing up quite a bit lately, not sending notifications for my channel anyway. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I will see you guys in my next video.